Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully this here thing working. Let me see here. Y'all let me know if you can hear me. I want to pop on tonight and see by. Let me see here. Y'all let me know if you can hear me on here. I didn't get to check my sound. Let's see. Let's see. Try to see if I can. I honestly don't even know the day of the week right now. I'm gonna invite old Instagram on here. Let's see what that do. I forgot about that. Y'all forgive me. Real quick. Let me see here. Now, can y'all see me? You can see me and you can hear me. I'm on my desktop tonight instead of my laptop. So that's why it's a different angle, because my desktop sit on this side of my desk and my laptop be, in the middle or over here on the side. But this here desktop, and then now for me, the picture is bigger on this desktop because it's one of them desktop that's about this here wide. So yeah, I'm wide. That is a lot wider than me. So Joanne, God bless you now. Joanne, New Zealand. Okay, and you can see me on there, huh? Yes, yeah. I turned my camera up to 720, but I don't know if it's working right. So y'all forgive me. And I'm not no lighting specialist, so y'all don't have to see me glow in the dark because I couldn't really figure out the light. But so yeah, I've been with my son for a couple weeks in Germany, supporting his soccer dreams, and so going over there to Europe, being able to play against the Europeans and just seeing how they play, much more aggressive, more tactical. So it was give them a little edge coming back to the States. It's a little more soft over here in the States, much less skill in the States. So to go over there and hang with them guys and show itself that he could play where they really do it at, that boosts the confidence. Sometimes confidence is everything. And I'll tell you, it's really not, it's not fair in the sense of, for one, being a father, being a father in the home, it's a lot of men who leave their kids. And that's a sad thing to think about. And it's real unfortunate that fathers don't realize what they're missing when they turn their back on their kids because they didn't have their father or because they're not ready to be a father, but they're ready to sleep around, ready to sleep with a woman unprotected, but not ready to accept the responsibility that comes with sleeping with a woman unprotected. And just being over there with my son and just serving him, having to go get him food when the cafeteria got something that he's allergic to. And I'm driving over there in Germany, and I'm driving 20 minutes to get food, 20 minutes back, 40 minutes just to get my son something to eat, 40 minutes to get him a foam roller, to get him a little pressure point thing, to get him a band. And every day, sometimes twice a day, driving 40 minutes to get him something to eat, just serving him and supporting him in that. It really, it warmed my heart, just being able to show love in that way and being able to be there and support him. And I tell you, that trip, and this is the unfortunate thing about it, is that trip costs by $17,000. And when you think about that, that's impossible to do if you working and you making 30K, 50K. And it didn't probably have to cost that much, I probably spent a little extra, like upgrading the seat or whatever on the plane. But still, at the bare minimum, just sending your child over there just is 5,000, 3,500 with the group, then flights, minimum 5,000 you spend it. And then if you get your child, and even that is like, when you think about it. And so that's the thing that is unfortunate about that type of stuff, is you wish every child could get that opportunity. And you wish everybody could experience that. But I realized too, not having things also develops character, and not being able to do certain things. Because to be honest with you, that stuff really did not mean nothing to majority of the kids that was there. A lot of them kids went over there and still got in trouble and acting up, acting a fool, and you would think they'll be on their best behavior. So that taught me a lesson too, just about entitlement. Now listen, if y'all have a question, make sure you hit put the hashtag Q in front of your question. And so yeah, make sure y'all put that hashtag on there so I see your question. But back, and gotta leave again for one day, going up the interview, do an interview for the study and an interview for something else on there. And you know what? Before I touch on these questions, I got a video. I was talking about it, but one of y'all sent me a video about the young lady who drove through the intersection or something in LA. Just condolences to the friends and family. But that says a lot. And then y'all sent me another one about a young man who took the life of I'm guessing his child's mother. She was a mother of 6, looked like. And that was real sad too. And it just goes to show why I gotta keep doing the work that I'm doing, and why I gotta keep working, and why I'm stuck on these relationships, because it really shows you right there in them 2 cases that it's life or death. A lot of times we play with it and we think relationships not that serious, and that it's not something that we have to really talk about and teach about, but it's life or death. And when you think about it, it's like the stock market is not life or death. And investing in business and entrepreneurship is not life or death. But them relationships, that's life or death. A lot of times we don't realize and process that. So we'll be talking about it. It's hard to talk about that stuff because nothing you say is the right thing to say. Got into a small disagreement, told me he would call me when divorce is final. Oh, and y'all forgive me too for being a little somber tonight, because right now my body hadn't switched time. So right now it's 3 a.m. in my body. So I'd have been asleep, 3 hours ago right now. So y'all forgive me. I'm feeling that jet lag. Got into a small disagreement. Told me he will call me when divorce is final. Still text to check on me, liking pics on social media. Would you consider that leaving? Can it still work? Dated for 2 months. Never been on back. You put a lot of questions in there, sister. It sounds like you need a coaching session. A little deeper than what we doing on here tonight. And just because, when you're talking about divorce and all of that, yeah, just based on what you said, it sounds like he just need a break. Sound like he want to cheat in peace. Hey, Tony, will you be doing talks with Tony again? I've been seeing some requests for that, but I don't know if it's just from the people who sent a letter in and want they question answered. Now, y'all know, for anybody who sent a letter in to talk to Tony, y'all know y'all can always book a session now when the sessions are open. So don't feel like y'all got to send that letter and wait on that letter. And to be honest with you, you send a letter in, it's a good possibility I may never get to it, because it's now about 3,000 letters in there on that Talks with Tony. So you got to realize, if I did one a day, I'm only going to get through 365 in a year. So I have like 4 years, more than that, 5-6 years worth of letters in Talk with Tony. So I want y'all to understand that now. But I plan to get back to it here soon. How would you suggest working through a relationship where one partner lacks emotional intelligence / support? Well, you're going to have to sit down and have a talk in a time of peace, because nobody lacks that. We choose not to have it. We choose not to do right and act right. But that's when you got to really identify, why is that person making that choice? Because a lot of times the person is choosing to act a fool because they don't want to be with you and they don't respect you. So it's not really something that you work through. You got to have emotional intelligence and support in a relationship. And if you don't have that, then you don't have a relationship. And it'll be best to move on, because if somebody don't have emotional intelligence, that means you can end up like that lady who was a mother of 6. And so you want to be very careful about that. When should you move on from a friendship that you value a lot? Known him for 8 years, but it feels one-sided. Well, what you have to realize is you can't expect so much from a friendship. Let's see. You can't expect so much. My wife had to make another run for the boys. They start school tomorrow. You can't expect so much from a friendship. So for you to ask this question, it sounds like that friendship is a little brown sugar. Like you got feelings for them. Because friends who just friends could not talk for years and talk again like nothing ever, like you didn't skip a beat, could not talk for weeks. And so when you're counting what you're doing and you're keeping score, then you may not really see that as a friendship. And then 8 years, and you keeping up with years too, you might want to evaluate your heart on that one. And it could be one-sided, because he in a relationship or he talking to somebody, and a man can't have a female friend if he's talking to somebody, because men know themselves and women know women. So that's also why it could feel one-sided. Why do men slash baby fathers always talk about you and the past relationship, but never the child? Baby 2 months old. I left because of his attitude. Well, for one, most men don't really fall in love with their child that fast. And so he really not even thinking about that child. The baby too young. The baby gonna have to get old enough to start doing something and accomplishing something for the man who is no longer with you to really care in a lot of cases. It's not a lot of men that know how to love and know how to love their child and love their child purely and genuinely. A lot of times you'll notice when the child start doing good on the track or in basketball or football or whatever, then that's when a lot of daddies get all super involved and excited because they start to see dollar signs. But what you really need to pay attention to is this man loving his child because this his child? And that's what you really want to be able to pay attention to. And so, think about that there. Now, what's going on over there in New Zealand now? Miss A, God bless you. Got something going on in New Zealand now. What we got going on? Marion or Marion, forgive me how I pronounce your name, brother. Welcome back to the States. Hope you had a good time. Did have a good time. Now, to be in the chat, you got to be a member, Bart. So welcome to the new members. I had to slide down. I saw the brother send a blessing. Tonisha V. Welcome to the new members. Let's try. Tira. Welcome. Welcome. Get it started. Hey, God bless you. Now, let me see if I can find my spot where I was. Okay. How do I not get frustrated in my single season? I feel like finding a believer is like a needle in a haystack. Well, you got to keep becoming more of a believer yourself, because the deeper you go in your belief, then what's going to happen is the deeper you go in your belief, the more you're going to be pleasant and peaceful and walking by faith. But see, when you too much in the world and you ain't, and you letting Instagram and that stuff right there get to you, then that's going to slow you down. But there's plenty of believers out there. You also got to get where the believers are. Now, there'd be a lot of unbelievers in the church too. But you're going to have to, step out a little more. Hi, Tony. A guy approached me and asked for my Instagram instead of my phone number. Red flag. I'm confused. Ooh, he young-minded now. He young-minded. But he young-minded. But that's so he could get a full look at you. That's so he could see you in a dress, see you in a skirt, see you in jeans, see where you hang out, see what you do, see how much money you got. That's really so he can fully get a full. That's a man who grocery shopping for a woman. He's not really looking for a wife. He doesn't really know what he wants in a wife and what he's looking for in a woman. So he's just guessing and he taking his chances. And so to help him figure it out, he want that Instagram so he could see everything before wasting time and money on a date. If your second and third angle don't appeal to him, or if he's looking for a certain thing, let's say Meek. Being on this here screen I'm on, it show y'all little pictures bigger. Look like I see that's some thighs. Look like what I'm looking at, like meat. Like some thighs, but show that picture a little bigger. I don't know if it was a whole picture and everything couldn't fit in there or what. How do I deal with a man with a child? He's an active parent and pays child support, but he think he can visit and still have because she begs him. I see see it firsthand. He'll do anything for me though. I tell you what, that's a lose-lose situation. And so I was just talking about this earlier today. When you go into somebody's situation and you see how their situation is set up, if that's not the situation that's ideal for you, then go on about your business. But don't ever go into somebody's situation, especially if it's involving a child, and try to change that situation, because that person or all three of them will end up resenting you. So if you can't fit into the situation that he got going on and you ain't cool with that, then go on about your business. Go on about your business. God dated says he doesn't like titles in a relationship. He says it's for little kids. I'm confused. Now this is past tense. So I guess we'll learn from the past. But anytime a man or a woman, anybody say that they don't like titles in a relationship, that's a red flag. Because ask him, do he want a title on his job? I bet he want a title on his job. I bet if he on the sports team, he want a title on the sports team. If you a coach, you want to be a head coach. If you a player, you want to be a star player. You want to be a starting player. If you want a job, you want to be a CEO. You want to be a supervisor. You want to be a manager. So you can't not like titles when it comes to a relationship, but want a title in everything else. So anytime somebody say they don't like title, that's a red flag. Because what a title does is it also comes with a set of standards and it comes with a set of expectations. So if you say, you my girlfriend, and he got to be your boyfriend, then now that comes with the expectation of exclusivity. And if he don't want to be exclusive, then that's why he doesn't want a title, because then he could say, oh, we never worked together, and he wouldn't be lying. So that's always a setup. That's always a setup, y'all. Trust me when I tell you now. Let's get it started. Uh-oh. The chat getting a little saucy on me now. Okay. I already seen that from Joanne. GG, God bless you. Okay, I've seen some of this. Ooh. Oh. Y'all gotta forgive me because the chat a little long. Welcome to the Blessed Tribe. Appreciate the new members, y'all. Y'all is a blessing now. Hey, Tony. Hey, God bless you now. I appreciate that. Hey, Tony, just want to say thank you for the work you do. I've grown a lot in these last few months, and my view of myself and how I deal with men has changed drastically just from watching your videos, letting God lead me. Hey, God bless you now. Cupcake, loving, God bless you now. Yeah, somebody had that name as they title. The microphone good. I thought I was saying that on the brown. Let's see. This one ain't have no hashtag Q. Do you believe that you have to date someone else to officially get over your ex, baby dad? Now, see, for one, I can't fully speak to that because I don't know what it feels like to be a woman who have carried a baby from a man. I don't know what that feels like. So that tie that a woman has to a man who has impregnated them, and you have carried a baby who is 50% of that man, I don't know how strong that is and what that feels like. So I cannot honestly say, but I will say that you should not have to use somebody else to get over your ex. You don't want to use somebody now. But yes, when you have new love, it can replace old love and old feelings when you get you something new and fresh and healthy, because your heart can't hold all of that. Now you can't be in love with two people at one time. You could love two people now, but you can't be in love with two people at one time. And so understand that now. Okay, great. That's a blessing now. That was one of the books that we promoted. Y'all, thank you for the authors who sponsor a video. Y'all make sure y'all support them if you able. That was a blessing. Sister there showing proof she supported. If I am asked on a date and I decide not to go due to being too nervous, is that a sign that I should not start dating yet? Or is it normal to feel this way if you've been single for many years? Now, I would assume it could be normal to feel that way. I cannot say because I've never been single for many years, but I would assume that's a natural feeling. But what you have to understand is that you got to make sure that what you're listening to on here is building confidence and not inducing fear. So if you're learning, then you should feel confident about being able to recognize red flags. Now, if you just on here looking and watching, but not listening and learning, then you're not going to feel confident. Mr. Guys, just love all for you and your family. Thanks personally getting through some tough times. All the very best. May God bless you now, sister. I was going to put you on the screen there, but it's just so far. This chat getting so long now. Thing getting out of hand. God bless you now. There's one way to get on the screen now. You mess around and your husband or your wife see you. Get in that VIP line. This right here be like speed dating. Now what y'all could do is make your name, your Instagram. Like the boy went up and asked the lady for Instagram. Yeah, they gonna have to create something where I could take and put somebody on the screen, but I have to go and click on it in the chat. Yeah, y'all call me on in there to the development meeting at this here software. Help y'all add a couple of features on here. So see, for me to put you on the screen, I got to scroll all the way down to where you at. But with these here super chats, I need to be able to just click it at the top, add it to the screen, and keep my chat stay still. So that way I ain't got to be scrolling up and down. And losing my place. I'm on here like a producer. I'm the producer and the talent. And Lord knows I don't read that fast. Can you please explain how a soul tie is created even in a one night stand? Well, sister, I didn't create the term soul tie. So, based on the author, I'm not really sure what they mean by it, what he or she means by that. So that's why, a lot of times people say, well, Tony, how you feel about a twin flame? How you feel about a soulmate? And how you feel about this? And how you feel about that? And I say, really, a lot of times the true meaning of stuff is just proprietary to the author. So what we understand of what this could possibly mean of a soul tie is just essentially how the Bible say when you sleep with somebody, when you in fornication, that you not only sin against God, but you sin against your own body. That you give this person a piece of you and you take a piece of them. And what we have to realize is that when you lie down with somebody, that is a very spiritual act. There's nothing casual about it, although a lot of people try to say that it's casual and that it can be casual. There's nothing casual about it because it's so spiritual, because you have to understand that we are spirits in a human body. And so when you are sleeping with somebody, what the body is doing, what the body and the mind is doing is it is producing a human being. It's producing a spiritual being that will be housed in a physical body. So that act is so powerful because it's two bodies coming together to produce a third. And the transfer that happens is a very deep and spiritual transfer. It also is a physical transfer. So just by that act, that act of mating, your mind is the largest sexual organ. So the data and the processing of what you're doing in your mind to take someone into your body, and just in a millisecond, you're also processing all of the risk involved as well, because not only can you conceive a child, you can contract a life altering disease. You can contract something that is not curable. And so this is high stakes gambling when you lie down with somebody, because even if you have on protection, you still can contract a skin to skin disease. And today, right now, you can be contracting monkeypox, COVID. So it's other things that can kill you or could scar you or could have you up a creek without a paddle when you lie down with somebody. The other thing that you have to realize is the risk involved of you lying down with somebody, especially like on a one night stand, who may have a deranged or crazed or obsessed attraction, fatal attraction. So imagine if the person you sleep with is the boyfriend of the young lady in LA who just took them 6 lives. And imagine when he came to you, she followed him. She got a track on his car. She got a track on his phone. She followed him. He goes into your place, sleep with you, come out of your place, and now she sit there in her car, parked across the street. You come out thinking you finna go get you some Taco Bell because you done got your back blowed out, and she done loosened the lug nuts on your tires. You get out there, you hit the highway, you get on up, then speed, your tire come off. You fly into the rail, get ejected out the car, you flying off the side of the bridge. Now see, guess what? You being you, that ain't national news. So that happened yesterday somewhere, and none of us nobody. So what we got to understand is that, and this is what I think about as a man. I think about this as a man. I say, I could go sleep with me a woman, but what if that woman got her a little love flame, got her a little man, and this woman is she upset or she hurt or she promiscuous or whatever it is, and she want to sleep with me, and I mess around and do that. And ask somebody who know about the guy Steve McNair, the NFL player who was found dead, him and his mistress, and I believe he was married. See, when the Bible say the wages of sin is death, that's what a lot of people don't think about. Is that ultimately your pay is gonna be your life. So when you in fornication, see, there's a thing called grace. But see, grace is, a lot of people think grace is boundless. But grace has limits too. That's why the lady was turned into a pillar of salt. See, the grace said, you got time to get out of this city before it's destroyed. But if you even look back, you're going to be turned into a pillar of salt. And she looked back. See, grace also has a period where it's not granted. And that's what we have to realize about promiscuity and sleeping around. See, had I not changed my life and got married at 23 years old, if I kept living the way I was living, eventually I was going to lose my life at the hands of a woman who had a fatal attraction, or lose my life at the hands of a man who I would have slept with his woman, or would have contracted something that would have killed me, or that I wouldn't have been able to get rid of. See, it's at a certain point to where grace is no longer granted. Now, if you living and breathing, you still have been graced, even if you living with something you can't get rid of. You still have been graced. And so that's what you got to understand, is that this thing is not just physical, it's spiritual. And it's spiritual because it's emotional and it's mental. Because when you lying down there, you lying down to get up with something. You trying to get somebody's heart. You trying to get you a release. You trying to form you a connection. You trying to do something that you may not be articulating, you may not be admitting, but you ain't just getting up under nobody or getting on top of somebody for no reason. You're doing it for something. And a lot of times we don't want to really confront that and be, honest about that. Y'all forgive me here. Now, when y'all send these here, they don't show up at the top. I ain't see that show up at the top. So I have to scroll in the thing. Now, listen now. Sometimes you got to get in that VIP line now. Because the club get full. The club mess around to get full, and you standing outside the club, like Chris Brown said. So when y'all see his super chat pop up, that's just somebody who, they don't wait in the free before 11 line. They get in the VIP line. So y'all got to forgive me. This is a free Q&A. But when somebody get in the VIP line, I got to go ahead and get to it before it disappear. Why do men lie so much even when they are caught red-handed? I don't want to lose hope, but honesty doesn't seem to be a value that today's men possess. Well, I'll be honest with you, humans don't possess it. Men lie, women lie. And so really it goes both ways. When it's just a lying person, it's just a lying person. So understand that, because a lot of times it's a lot of women today trying to date women because they tired of men, and they get with a woman and realize that the women ain't no different. It's just, if a human is flawed, a human is flawed. And so understand that there. And then two is, if you ain't got no prison to put a man in, he really don't care nothing about no lies. Because, he really don't care nothing about no lies. Because there's no consequences to the lies. So that's why he don't tell it. Why is the line of being, where is the line? I've always had curves, and I struggle with embracing my body because of being persecuted since youth. Well, I'm going to tell you what. when you got curves, you also got to think about the propaganda, and you got to think about the messaging. So the same way the world try to make people of a certain color feel less about themselves because the world knows the true power of people of color, is the same reason why the world will shame someone with curves, because a lot of those who in power and their women might not have the curves and the shape. So with them curves now, they know them curves gonna turn heads, them curves gonna move mountains, them curves gonna get some things done. And so whenever you have something that can open doors and that can stop people in their tracks, that can be something that's a showstopper, that's awe-inspiring, the world want to strip you of that and make you feel bad about that because you got something that they don't have. And so that's why women with curves are made to feel like that. But it's like, if you're not trying to dress for attention and you're not trying to dress to show everything, it's just you put on jeans and your jeans gonna fit you different. You put on a dress, the dress gonna fit you different. You dress for your body, you dress for your shape. But if you're not trying to be a temptress and seductive and, trying to cause problems in the church house, at the schoolhouse, then you got to dress how you dress. And you got to be able to be okay with that. You got to be okay with that. And the thing about it is, it may not be either. It may not be the aforementioned or the latter, because that's in your mind and how you feel about yourself, and then the eye of the beholder. And so somebody look at it and say, "Oh, that look great," and somebody look at it and say, "Oh, maybe you eat too many Oreos." You don't know how they're gonna take it. So you got to be comfortable with you, because some people gonna like it, some people gonna love it, some people gonna hate it, and you can't get caught up in that. And so now the latter is when people judge you and place a word on you, but that's more so about the physical act, not about how you dress. And today, the lines of how you dress are so skewed and blurred that even conservative women are now dressing more revealing and with tighter clothes. I still, you know, I still like am confused about leggings. In 2022, I still just don't understand leggings. Like, that is, to me, leggings are so sexual, because it's really just like being naked with paint on. And I just don't understand it. I'm just like, man, like, is it just more comfortable? Or did you rather just not wear anything? Or just jeans just too thick? Or shorts just too thick? Is it too hot? Like, but when the first pair of leggings I seen, I was like, whoa. But I really don't get it. I do not get it. I'm too conservative though. I'm too old school. Do you think if a man becomes a widower, gets divorced, he can begin, after healing, dating and staying abstinent till he marries again, especially since he was used to having normal relations with a woman? Anything is possible. Is it probable? No. Is it possible? Yes. But anything is possible. Jordan, do you think it's the same thing as if you were intoxicated by alcohol, liquor to still create a soul tie. No, no, no. Um, a soul tie is just, it's really just saying you created memories. It's really just you created a connection with somebody. It's not the same feeling of like being drunk or anything like that. It's not magical. It's really just saying you gave this person your body. That's all it is. And some people label a soul tie as non-sexual, like you gave this person your time, your energy, and your effort. And so it's really just a term that has a lot of definitions and was created by somebody. And I bet the person who created it probably be like, listen, y'all, all of y'all off base from what I was talking about, And so we can't get too caught up in stuff. What you got to do is take the lesson, and the lesson is stop sleeping with people that's not your spouse. If you're not married, stop having sex. Point blank, period. That's the lesson. To just get past any and everything else. Because see, by the time you get married, you're gonna know this person. If they crazy, you're gonna know just how their energy is. You're gonna know this person. So you're gonna know you could go get a test, get tested, you know what they got, what they don't have. You know everything about this person. So by the time you sleep with them, you done did so much vetting that this really like a not even gambling anymore. Do you know the difference in when God wants you to influence a man you're dealing with, or God wants you to be with a man that's heaven sent or ready made? Well, nah, listen. There's no such thing as a ready made man. And I know women talk about that. But guess what? There's no such thing as a ready made woman. Me and my wife been married 15 years and we still is raggedy. We still learning each other. We still growing. We still trying to get better. So for every person who see this, y'all stop believing there's such a thing as ready made. Every and anybody you meet is going to give you a headache. Every and anybody you meet is going to try you, is going to test you. Every and anybody you meet. I get so sick and tired of women saying, oh, and not you, but I'm just saying in general. Oh, the man of God, the man that God sent is not gonna be playing childish games. He is not gonna be testing you. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Because you know why? Even a man of God is a man. Just like David, who put Uriah on the front line of battle to have him killed so that he could have his wife. You hear me? Just like the man who wrote Ecclesiastes. The man who wrote Ecclesiastes. What was that Solomon? Come on now. We ain't talking about that. They try to say the actual author of Ecclesiastes is unknown. It's like, well, y'all stop trying to get deep. King Solomon. When you read the book of Ecclesiastes, you just like, my goodness, what in the world am I living for? Man, sound depressed as all like those. So listen, man of God. So I want y'all to understand, you ain't finna meet no perfect, no good, no ready man. Every man finna have his set of issues that you finna have to work through the same way he got to work through a woman's set of issues. Because I'll be honest with you, I deal with mostly women writing me. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the state of women today is scary to me. I'm gonna just be honest with you. Majority of the women who write me sound crazy. Majority of the women who send me an email or that I interact with, majority of them, and when I say crazy, I don't mean that in no rude, nasty way, but just sound like starting to lose their mind. Like just over analytical, thinking too much, trying too hard, like 80, 90% of women. So I want y'all to understand how you see the problems in the men of today. It's men and women are mirroring each other, because just how these men be special in their own way, women today are special in their own way. So in order for a relationship to work, both parties finna have their hands full. Both parties finna have their hands full. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. What they said, the quote say, a lot of people don't find success because it is dressed in overalls and look like work. That's why a lot of people don't have a happy relationship, because it's dressed in overalls and it look like work. Because listen, it ain't easy. Because as humans, we have mood swings. As humans, we have insecurities. As humans, we could be jealous. As humans, we have control issues. As humans, we have just little quirks about us. You know, I was around a woman who she didn't want her food to touch. Huh? It's all going in the same place and it's all coming out the same place. What you mean you don't want your food to touch? So now a man got to deal with a woman who the food can't touch. Come on now. And so I say, and then don't let somebody get in a sorority, be around here, ski weed, ski weed. It's like, come on now. Y'all get too crunk about these sororities and these fraternity. Like, my goodness. Calm down. And then don't let somebody get elevated in their thinking. Oh, I don't eat beef. Oh, I don't eat swine. Oh, I don't eat chicken. Oh, I'm raw vegan. It's like we got to put up with all that in a relationship. So now we can't even swing through McDonald's. This is McDonald's. This is the only restaurant on a 100-mile stretch of road on the romantic road trip we trying to take, and you want to eat bell peppers. You have to slicing up bell pepper. We got to eat bell pepper. We can't swing through McDonald's because you don't eat cow. You don't eat meat. So now we chewing on bun. So this is what I want you to understand. Anybody you get with finna drive you crazy. But see, we ain't here for happiness and convenience. This ain't about, that's what a lot of people think, that a relationship just supposed to just whisk you off your feet. No, a relationship is problem solving. It is risk management, risk assessment. It is problem solving. It is critical thinking. It is a class in emotional intelligence 101. That's what a relationship is. Because it's about the two of you coming together and coexisting so that you can make the world a better place. So that the kids you have or the kids you adopt, or if you just want to be dog parents, that whoever and whatever you raising impact the world in a better way. And that if you believers, that you can win souls. That's what it's about. But it's not about just being happy and all of that right there. So I want y'all to understand that now when y'all get out here. And here's the thing, and this is what I used to ask everybody that I coach. Are you being abused in any way, shape, or form? And are you being cheated on? If it ain't verbal, emotional, physical, social, financial, or any one of those forms of abuse, and you're not being cheated on, then you need to stay and make it work. Don't come hollering about, oh, they get on my nerves. Oh, they leaving the toilet seat up. Oh, they chew with their mouth open. Oh, they snore. Oh, they eat sloppy. Oh, they do this. Oh, they do. Listen, is you being abused? Is you being cheated on? If not, make it work. Because listen, you're not finna find nothing in a human that's gonna have you in a constant state of happiness. Guy I'm talking to says he doesn't like to talk on the phone. He texts all the time. Went on a first date, talking about a second date. We FaceTime a couple times, but he only calls when asked to. He don't want you. He don't want you. He don't want nothing to do with it. That ain't how a man act when he want to be in something now. Understand that right now. And when a man, and let me tell you, when a man like you, he want to talk on that phone, on the actual phone. And truthfully, he want to FaceTime unless he shot face. A man who texting you don't want you. If all a man do is text, he don't want you. If all the man do is call you when you ask him to call you, he don't want you. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, when a man wants you, you gonna now about be tired of that man. You gonna be like, my goodness, please start calling me. I can't even go to the bathroom and calling me. When a man wants you, listen, you're gonna be a little slightly annoyed because a man is assertive. And listen, you could deal with a man that's in the sales industry just to find that out. Put an inquiry in online for a new car. Look up your local dealership and write in online. Look at one of them cars and fill out your information online and watch how that man get on your nerves. That's how a man who like you gonna be. I feel I have outgrown my 3-year relationship. We have a 2-year-old, and she is our main priority. He knows my focus is on God and priority, and I feel we are growing apart. Best advice, I'm willing to work. Listen, so I'm gonna tell you like right here. When the woman feels she outgrown it, it's a relationship over. Because women want love and relationship too bad. So when a woman is over it, it's a wrap. Hey, I'm gonna grab these last couple of, cause I'm on this here jet lag. So right now it's 4:00 in my body, 4 a.m. Grab these last VIP super chats. I missed a lot of questions in there, but I told myself I'm just gonna do an hour tonight because I don't want to be on here, hold myself out now. The wife said her errand gonna take 30 minutes. I'm trying to go in there. My mama text me. She must don't know I'm online. Y'all forgive me. Mama text me. Somebody sent me a cash out. Now see, these on here ain't cash outs. When I say cash, I'm talking about the actual app. Hey, God bless you now. Sending that to my phone, just notify me. Thank you. God bless you now. I've been dating. Now see how this sister here got her name on there now. So if this her name on Instagram, if her husband on here watching, he can go find her. See, that's right there, just a little tip right there for y'all. See, I'm giving y'all a tip. get on here screen. Thousands of people gonna see this. Then one day I'll be officiating the wedding of a couple who met on the chat of one of my videos. Cause see, now her husband could see this. See how them curls dropping? He could like that and say, oh, I like when them curls dropping. Go search on Instagram. Send her a DM. And see, this what I be trying to tell women about. That's how you shoot your shot. Just show up in different places. When you add to your story, it put that colorful ring around your picture. So now your profile picture is standing out. So now the man see you. When you look at his story, he see you. If you like one of his posts, he see you. If you comment amen with the praying hands on something he said that's good, he see you. You ain't got to shoot no shot. You ain't got to send no DM because he gonna see you. He gonna look at your public profile. If it's private, you're doing too much because he might not want to follow you. He might not be following people. So now he look at your public page. Now he shoot his shot. See, it's little subtle things like that. I've been dating someone for a year exclusively, and he told me he's taking a trip next week for an entire week with his ex-fiance and his 8-year-old daughter to NY. He said it's for his daughter. Yeah. Yeah. If it was for his daughter, then you could go too. He ought to. If it was for his daughter, he could say to you, can you get off or can you go? Because the ex-fiance ought to be a grown, mature woman to understand it ain't nothing between them. And so, listen, I'm going to tell y'all, this here Will Smith stuff y'all be trying to do with these relationships, talking about, oh, well, I'm just going to be okay with, such and such going out of town with their ex. Listen, soul ties is real. It's always feelings. You don't know. People be talking about they overfeeling. They get on. Yeah, you suppressing them. Yeah, you managing them. But it's feelings there. You're not finna be around. A man not finna be around a woman that he used to blow her bike out, and he got a child from her, and not have feelings for her. And then said, well, no, some men don't like their baby mama. Yeah. The ones who don't like their baby mama not going on week-long trips with them. If a man is finna go on a trip, listen, they either finna be falling back in love. One of them falling back in love on this trip. You can't be platonic like that. Because as soon as you see the person and somebody you used to sleep with, somebody used to cuddle with, somebody used to laugh and cry with, somebody you had ups and downs with, feelings gonna come back for one of them or both of them. So it's like this right here. If you want to be with somebody who have a child, they got to have real boundaries. That's not boundaries. You got to have real boundaries. And if they don't have real boundaries, that means that they are not ready for a new relationship. They do not deserve a brand new relationship if they still got one foot in the last relationship talking about, oh, this for the child. Well, listen, kids don't really care. Kids don't care like that. Like, kids love a stepmama or a stepdaddy because that's another gift. As long as that bonus mama or that bonus daddy is nice to them and nice to their mama or their daddy, kids don't care. Kids will treat a stepdaddy just like their daddy. Will treat a stepmama just like their mama. My wife love her stepmama. You hear me? And her stepmama been there since she was a little girl. Love her stepmama. Ain't never said an ill word about her stepmama. You hear me? Kids don't care about that. So if that man really is into you, and he really want to be with you, for one, he ain't doing no week-long vacation. He like, listen, you could take her. You could take her. If he all the way over her, you could take her. Or you take her to New York, let me take her to LA. Or you go to New York, I'm gonna fly in, but got my girlfriend, you know, blase, blase. People do that all the time. So you got to realize and understand. You got to realize and understand now. Y'all got to be careful with that co-parenting. I have another call I have to hop into, but it's always cool to hang out and watch you build life. Hey, God bless you, brother. Hopefully when I'm done, you'll still be doing your thing. No, get all ready to go. Got to go. I appreciate you, my brother. Now, see, I hope this brother on here is on here for him. And it's sad I have to question men who be on here because it ain't a lot of men trying to grow. Now, let us be talking about anything else, but this thing be full of men. God bless you now, sister. Now, this Chevelle now who wrote, and I used to have Miss Chevelle. It's spelled a little different. The car now Chevelle say this. Now I think this Chevelle who say got them curves on y'all now. Chevelle say, listen, Chevelle around here like that Maya Angelou poem, Phenomenal Woman on y'all. And Chevelle, I'm glad you added your little picture. You know, you never know, you might meet your husband on here. And I don't know who was on here now. Somebody said block at Harris. I don't know who Harris is. Somebody needs to be blocked. What the hell? Y'all see somebody named Harris? How would you encourage someone to push past their fear to blossom into their greatness? I'm intimidated by my potential and I don't know why. Sister, hey, I got the same problem. I can't even really help you on that. But what I do is I just do in spite of. I just go in spite of. I just keep, it's so much more I could be doing. There's so much more I could be doing. I said, I'm getting ready to go now. Somebody else jumped in the VIP line. Now, one thing about the club, we don't close the VIP line now. We'll close the regular line now. The VIP line. No, you can get in the club. Brittany, God bless you. Now, Brittany came on here with her picture. Got that hair laid down. Brittany say, come on here now. It's $20. God bless you. God bless you. I've been talking to a man that is an ex co-worker of mine for over a year. I stopped talking to him for some months because I wasn't ready. He was really into me, but now he's acting distant. Should I move on? We both have feelings. Well, if he acting distant, that's the thing that you got to realize right there. See, the thing about it is, this one thing I don't get by women. I tell y'all, I answer questions about men because I don't fully understand women. But I've seen so many women tell me that they cut a man off or they did not talk to a man because they was not ready. And then say later, now I'm ready. And listen, that ain't how that thing work. Because men are too sensitive, men are too egotistical, men are too territorial. If you push a man away and he feels slighted, he feels rejected, then 9 out of 10 times when you come back or you let him back, he's gonna make you pay a price. He gonna make you pay a toll on that road. And so you have to understand that it's gonna be a lot of times what you got to do is when you're healing, if you meet a potential person, you keep doing your healing, but you still talk to the person because you got a few months of just slow rolling. So don't push a real potential person away just because your mental blocks and telling yourself, I'm hurting, I'm broken, I'm not ready, because you just talking regular. You having phone conversations, you going on little platonic type dates. So you got a few months to keep doing therapy and or coaching every week. And after about 12 weeks of you talking to this person slowly, but you still working on yourself, you're gonna be then healed. But what happens a lot of times is, and I wrote in my book, Heal Before You Deal. And but I don't know what all it says, but I don't mean push people away who could really be a potential mate. I mean, you have to be in a way to where you're talking to them, but you're not sleeping with them. You're not using them for their body. You're not diving right in, but yet you are still doing your work to heal. Now listen, now I say I'm getting ready to go now. Y'all can't y'all hop in that VIP line now. And listen, we're in a recession now. Y'all blessed and highly favored. Because somebody said we was in a recession. Y'all blessed and highly favored. God bless you now. Began therapy on top of gaining knowledge to be the best I can be. TT, I appreciate you. Hey, God bless you now. God bless you. Sister say, let me get this on in here now. Because if that's your IG. Lord. Oh Lord. Now, y'all trying to be funny now. Oh, Tony said he don't close the VIP line. Y'all trying to be funny now. Now, y'all come on here. You need to come on here with a picture now, especially if you're single and ready. This would be like speed dating. Why does he call every single day? Wants to spend almost every day together, but can't commit and still has a relationship with a friend once or twice a week. Sister, you dealing with a degenerate. You dealing with a degenerate. You dealing with one of the men from the reality shows that can't get right. There's so many red flags in what you just wrote. So this the thing now. And see, this the thing what y'all have to understand the difference. And this why I have my little t-shirt that I wear that say caveats and nuances. Because when I be talking about this stuff, it's caveats and nuances. And what I mean by that is, and it's hard to do. And I'm gonna be honest with you, women, what I notice, most women do not understand relationships. Most women do not understand relationships. Most women cannot figure out men. And that's why I have to do what I do, because I literally can give a woman a man entire playbook. And if they go into a game, that man still put up 50 points on the touchdowns now, a football. That man will still put up 50 points and win 50-0. And I gave the woman the playbook. Listen, this what he finna do. This what he finna do. This what he finna do. And for whatever reason, and that's what let me know God made a woman for love. Because most women do not think in love. and that's why I talk about the caveats and the nuances, because see, right here, how I told y'all that when a man really wants you, he gonna get on your nerves. So he took in, it sound like when we read this question, it sound like he fit the bill. Why does he call every single day and want to spend every day together, but can't commit? So you see what I'm saying? So call every day, spend almost every day together. He deposited 100 into the love account, another 100 into the love account, and then, but can't commit, withdrew 500, and still has a relationship with a friend once or twice a week, withdrew 1,000. The man put $200 in the account and then charged it for 1,200. You see what I'm saying? 1,500. Negative 1,300. And this how you have to do it. When you take and you going through this, you kind of got to take and make it into some math, to where you got to have a scoring system where you take and you say, okay, bomb, phone call, 10 points. Date, 50 points. Held hands, 50 points. Words of affirmation, 50 points. Quality time, whatever, 50 points. But then you say, okay, told me they'll call and didn't call, minus 50. Said something rude, minus 50. Got a call from somebody else, ex-girlfriend, minus 50. Minus 100. See, when you go through that point system, now you get to kind of see what score is. And so with this right here, this is the difference of love bombing and somebody who genuinely interested. And what you got to realize now, the fruit, a lot of times fruit could look the same. But because when you look at a lemon, the skin is the same texture almost as an orange. When you look at a grapefruit, but what's the difference between the taste of an orange and the taste of a lemon? That taste hit different. Now they both got qualities and attributes, and so that's what you got to understand, is sometimes the fruit may look similar. So the fruit is calling every day, want to spend almost every day together. See, but the root can't commit and still sleeping with somebody else. And the fact that he's sleeping with somebody else and you know it, that's minus 2,000. Because if a man sleeps with somebody and he tell you, that's mind games. That is to make you feel inadequate. That is to make you feel less than. That is to make you feel unworthy. That is to put you into a mindset of competition. So if you still talking to this man and he can't commit and he's sleeping with somebody else, you lost your self-worth. You lost your self-worth. You can't, as soon as somebody that is supposedly trying to talk to you tell you that they sleep with somebody else, got to go. Got to go. Got to go. If you stay after having this kind of knowledge that he won't commit to you and he sleep with somebody else, you might as well go get Boo Boo the Fool tattooed on your forehead. You might as well go get a tattoo on your forehead if you deal with a man that will not commit and he sleep with somebody else and he done told you about it. Sister, listen. Wake up and mail the folders in the morning. Folders send me. Now look at Azia Thomas. She gonna come on here. Yeah, let me get that picture off. She gonna come right on here and get that picture off. And name probably the same name on Instagram. Well, y'all so listen quick. Yeah, let me check now. Cause this how you meet your husband. Yup. That's her on Instagram because she followed me on there. Now, one thing about Azia now I'm probably tearing her name up. One thing about Azia now, she know how to take a profile picture now. She ain't gonna play with you on that profile picture now. That's supposed to say, listen, I ain't gonna be on here with no cartoon character. Supposed to say, listen, just got back with my on and off boyfriend of 8 years. He moved into his place and says he would be able to afford a ring if I paid half the rent. I'm gonna hire minimum chiropractor while I'm doing these. Just every time I get a question like this, I'm gonna tell the chiropractor, crack my neck. I'm gonna just be on here, crack my neck. Matter of fact, just break it. My goodness. Come on now, Zia. You can't be on here slaying with your profile pictures and dealing with an 8-year on and on. Come on now. Come on now. Your profile picture don't look bad now. You could meet you a husband just off a profile picture. The man might, oh, I like that name. What is a Zia? A Zia? That's exotic. Oh, okay. All right. She look like the woman I've been envisioning. Shoot you a little message. Something you blocking your blessing. Sister, you blocking your blessing. You blocking all your blessings, trust me. You blocking your blessing, sister. You can't be on social media with your profile picture up to date and you dealing with on and off 8 years. And let me tell you about this. Because see, the people who been supporting me for a while, they already know the rule on this right here. If a man who wants you ain't gonna be off. It ain't gonna be on and off. A man who wants you gonna be on. And a man who wants you, I'm gonna tell you, as men, we know quickly if a woman is our wife. And if a man don't marry you within 3 years, he got a lot of hesitation. He really don't want to marry you if he don't marry you within 3 years, especially if he 25 or older. Now, under 25, the clock really don't start ticking until 25. So if you with a man when he 25, if that man ain't married you by 28, you really ain't what he want. Now, he gonna tell me different, and he gonna tell you different. But men know. I knew from my first conversation, and I ain't the brightest, bulb. I ain't the, saltiest fry. But I knew from my first in-depth conversation with my wife that was my wife. And I was 21 years old. Listen, men know. Men know. Now, do a man want to do right? The jury is out on it. Is a man willing to grow and change? The jury is out on it. But does he know if you his wife? Yeah. He already know. He already know. On and off 8 years, this what he want to use you for half of the rent. And see, this why I have to have security. Because he probably check your phone and look at your video history. He see you on his video. Oh, so he trying to tell, he telling her my secrets. He telling her I don't want her. I ain't tell her that. I was just about to get half of their rent paid. Oh, you got to pay for this, Tony Gaskins. That's why I have to keep shooters with me. Just in case somebody want to jump bad. They got to get laid down. Because this right here it just, this is, what's the definition of the word? I don't want to misuse the word. I got a dictionary app on the phone. I said I was getting ready to go. Then y'all go to sending the VIP messages. Well, oh, okay. Huh. I ain't know the second meaning of the word. Okay. Well, I don't think I'm gonna use that. I don't know if I'm gonna use that word tonight. I ain't know the second meaning of that. I was trying to get my look, cause y'all know I don't curse. So being that I don't curse, I try to use my word like asinine, cause it got a look, but it actually is not spelled with two S's. It's A-S. So I'm in there trying to get my cuss word in it. I'm typing, and it ain't spelled with that. It's A-S-I-N-I-E. Now the first definition says extremely, utterly, foolish or silly. Now this ain't that now. Cause I don't want to do you like the Steve Harvey morning show, boy. People be on that strawberry level, boy, they'll make you feel dumb as a box of rocks. I be like, what? People ain't gonna want to send no letter in. The way y'all be doing, people be filleting people. But listen, sister, just here your heart won't love. But what happened is this relationship that made you feel less than. So now you keep dealing with this man for 8 years because you think that's all you worth. You think that's all you could get. Listen, it don't take a man under the sun 8 years to know if he wanna marry a woman. And then there is not a man that's fixing to ask a woman to pay half of the rent so he could buy a ring. That right there, that's what I'm talking about is asinine. Not you, but just what he trying to pull. And what he'll do is he'll have you paying his rent, half of his rent, and he won't even buy no ring. He won't even buy no ring. Because for one, a ring could be put on a payment plan. Two, it's so many jewelers now that take Klarna and Quad Pay and Affirm. He could do monthly payments with 0% interest right there from ringconcierge.com. He could go buy him a ring and finance it. He don't need no help paying. He need help paying rent because he done moved into that place. So listen, and see, this is the thing. This is why a lot of guys don't want to associate with me, because I can't sit up here and lie. I got to tell the truth, because I honestly, my heart goes out to y'all falling for this. And then I'm gonna tell you, me and my wife were watching something, and the man was talking about the arrangement he got with his girlfriend or whoever she is. And me and my wife was like, my wife said he looked like a cockroach. Like, how is she putting up with him? And how is he getting this kind of freedom in his relationship and he looked like a cockroach? I say, well, I'm glad you see it too, because I was sitting here thinking the same thing. Because a lot of times, women be asking me questions, and with the stuff y'all be doing and considering, I'm thinking the man looked like God hand chiseled him. But y'all be asking me questions about a man who looked like this here. Look like this right here. This tripod. Man be looking like this here sock. And I be like, huh? You stressing and losing sleep? Listen, stressing. I know it's stressing. I just said stressing. You stressing and losing sleep. We ain't talking to Azia no more. We just using her because she got a real profile picture. If y'all be stressing and having a headache over a man who look like the bottom of a shoe, look like chewed up bubble gum, And I'm like, wow. I'm like, at least stress and worry about somebody that you feel is, just amazing looking, the where you just enthralled when you look at them. Well, I'm like, y'all be putting up with the man got a bill belly, missing that tooth on the side. I'm like, beard don't connect. I be like, my good hairline through Dylan. I be like, my goodness. So listen, I just want y'all to understand, like, y'all got to, it's just the state of women in relationship. This is why I have to do what I do. Because if I ain't out here, y'all gonna be out here paying rent. It's women paying my man rent. And y'all taught me what it means homosexual. I ain't know what that was. I say, boy. And I was supposed to be done. I was supposed to be done a long 30 minutes ago, but my wife still ain't home yet. So she getting all the last minute Target pickups and folders for the boys' school tomorrow. Yeah, Sarika. That's kind of what I was trying to do with the relationshipcredit.com. Put it out. Another relationship coach watching this, calling their manager right now. Hey, listen. Hey, I'm over here on Tony Gaskins show right now, and boy, listen here. He done told him about this little thing. Hey, get right now. Let's do the app before he do it. That way we can say it's ours. And listen, we're gonna put a card game with it right now too. See, y'all be posting all the ideas, and y'all don't realize every relationship coach be watching these videos. Human nature. I watch the throne, meaning the throne of God. I talk to the Lord, but I just know most people be watching so they can steal ideas. So let me see. Lisa, God bless you. Now, I shared with a gentleman my experience at church when I knew God was in the room. And he denied my experience. His response disturbed my spirit. Don't know how to approach the subject. Any advice? You don't have to approach the subject. When somebody show you what Maya Angelou told y'all, when somebody show you who they are, listen, one thing I don't argue about is God. So if I go talking about God and I'm telling somebody about God, the realness and the goodness of God, and they don't believe that and they don't want to hear that, listen, I got to go. Listen, I got to go. I ain't gonna argue with you. I got to go. Now, hold on now. Remind me later now. Computer about to install on me. Y'all, let me finish up these last couple of VIP submissions. Got approved for a dream apartment, but I know how important it is to live beneath means. The apartment is 50% of my income, but I feel it will motivate me. Sister, I'm gonna tell you what. Now where you live at, that's different than what you drive. Is where you live at. And so, the apartment wants you to make 3 times. So you might not even be able to get it. But they want you to make 3 times what it costs. So that kind of lets you know right there what they want to see. So unless you're going to forge some numbers, you might not even. Oh, you already got approved. Oh, yeah. They see we getting ready to go into a recession. They make an exception, sister, Because if apartment is 5K, let's know if apartment is 2,500, you supposed to make 7,500. You saying you make 5,000. I'm just throwing out numbers. You ain't supposed to get approved for that. So they and they coming in high right now because people just raised their prices right before the recession hit. So you need to talk them down, sister. But if you feel like you gonna got some streams of income, I can't tell you, because that's how I am too. I increase pressure to motivate, inspire me to go harder or to, think outside the box. And that worked for me. So if you could do that, then God bless you. But if you can't do that, sister, then hey, somebody sent me a cash up. Hey, God bless you. Now it sounds like my wife back home. Okay. So I got to go spend a little time with my wife because she let me do this here. And I'm going here and brush my teeth. See, when you're tired, your body go to producing. Because right now my body is 4:30 a.m. So I can go in here and brush my teeth. I kiss on the white neck and stuff, just out of the ball, grab a little booty and a little kiss on the neck. Just get on the nerves a little bit. Hey, but God bless you. We went 36 minutes over, waiting on the queen to get back home. I really appreciate the love and support. To the moderators, thank you so much for your help. God bless you. And Caramel Kisses, I don't tell her to do that. And I don't pay her to do that either. She just be posting that just to be a blessing to me. And it really be a blessing. Y'all be taking care of me. And so I really appreciate that. And somehow she got all the links and everything. But hey, God bless y'all. And this should be saved on here, but we'll talk soon. Let's see how you do that. System. Yeah, Lucy, you missed it, but you could scroll back and watch it. Sister say her parents said it, leaving her the word of God. Sister, you wrong for that money now. My mom and dad let me take one out on them, but some of the apps, they don't even require nothing. You just could take one out, but let's hope the app don't go out of business and they run off with everybody's money. But there's some of them out here. But hey, God bless y'all. We'll talk soon.